Hi everybody, if you're just getting here, just get yourself settled. So today we're going to need a yoga block like that. A hardback book would do it. If you want to wrap a book in a towel, actually you won't really need that. And it only comes in towards the end of the class. Oh, turn around. Oh, there we go. That's better. Say hi. Just watching the clock here. Well done for getting here. I think that's the first thing to say. Good stuff. You might be hungover, you might be not. It's quite a good incentive for me not to drink last night, thinking I've got to teach a class today. So yeah, we're going to be doing some Forrest Flow. My name's Jim, by the way, and we're going to be talking about intentions. So I'm just going to there we go. The clock ticks around to 12. So anybody just joining me, please put anything I need to know in the notes so I can look at my screen over here to my left, and I will endeavour to help you. If you've got any injuries, go easy. You are responsible for your own body, especially as I don't have visual feedback in this process. So let me know on the notes. Unfortunately, nobody in the first trimester of pregnancy can practice more yoga, which I think is a very safe rule that they have. So if you would respect that, I'd be really grateful, because obviously, you know, we've got to be super safe in that period. Yes, so we're going to be talking about intentions. We're going to practice some Forrest Flow, and we're going to start in easy pose, so seated. In Forrest, we work with the left side first, mainly because it encourages non-habitual behaviour. Most people are right-handed. The right side is more dominant. So if that's you, come to cross-legged with your left leg in front, and we'll just start to breathe. Turn on the breath, rolling it up through the body. So the belly expands, the ribs expand, the chest rises. And as you exhale, we're starting to engage the belly, just really gently, pushing it back towards the spine, pushing feet into the mat, bum into the mat. That helps us to push upwards on the inhale. So just keep rolling the breath that way while I take a quick look at the notes, make sure everybody's happy. Yes, that looks really good. So with these significant dates, anniversaries, birthdays, the start of the year, we can often set goals for ourselves. And in yoga, we like to think about intentions. So you've probably come across this in classes where people set intentions that are just for the class or for the week, maybe for the month. So whatever the duration, an intention can help us in a softer way often than goal setting or resolutions, which we think about a lot in New Year. In that often with goals, they can be quite extreme, quite harsh. I have to lose this much weight. I have to stop eating this food that I love. I have to, do an Ironman or a marathon or whatever. It's an extreme goal. And it's often setting ourselves up to fail in a way. With an intention, we can set this in a more patient, more structured, more beneficial way. And it's the structure that's really important, because when you give yourself structure to succeed, you're turning away from that harsh fail, setting yourself up to fail situation. So I would say if you're setting an intention that's health-wise, so if it's diet or if it's fitness or yoga, find good teachers, get good information, talk to people, and apply the process really gradually. And hopefully that way, instead of doing a resolution where you do it for a year and then perhaps slip back into that old way, when we get to the end of the year with a really structured, beneficial intention, instead of then reversing that process, we move onwards. So it's a progression, it's a pathway, it's moving forwards. So to help us find balance at the start of the year, I always think this breath is really beneficial. If you're feeling out of balance physically or mentally or both, it's really good. So we'll start with alternate nostril pranayama. Just bear with me 1 second. So yes, if you joined after I did my little intro, you're going to need a block at some point in the class. A hardback book will do. Left hand, the first 2 fingers, so your peace fingers come into the centre of your palm. So that leaves your ring finger and your pinky extended. Put them over your right nostril. Shut down the eyes and take a big breath. We're looking for a 4 count through the left nostril. Close off the left nostril with the left thumb and retain the breath. So that means just hold. It's a fancy word for hold for 4 breaths. Open the right nostril, exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Feel that spine rise. Close off the right nostril. Hold for 4. Work that air bubble that's in your lungs, work it down towards the belly. So you're using the diaphragm to push down. Open the left, exhale for 4. Scan the toes, turn them on. Feel how that helps you feel more supported on the mat. Inhale for 4 on the left. So that's 1 round. We're going to go for 2 more. If you need to grab tissues, do that. Close off the left, hold for 4. It's a slightly panicky sensation we get when we hold the breath, so just fight that. Reassure yourself. Open the right, exhale for 4. Inhale through the right for 4. Hold, close off the right nostril. Exhale through the left for 4. Last round. Inhale for 4. Start to breathe a bit deeper now. Close the left nostril, hold for 4. Let the shoulders be really soft. Open the right for 4. And inhale through the right for 4. Close it off. Yeah, let those shoulder blades really melt. Work that air bubble down. Open the left for 4. So today, so you can open your eyes now, we're going to do particularly stuff with the shoulders, which is really good when we think about not struggling. So not struggling is the underlying intention always with Forrest classes. So that means when you're in the practice on the mat, that can be, you know, if your breath gets jagged, if you start to shake in a pose, just to come out, just to ease yourself out ever so slightly. And if you need to have a sort of logical side to that, you can think that if you practice in a more kindly way to your body, you don't injure yourself. You can keep practicing, you can build on this road, continuing the practice, building your discipline. Whereas if you push yourself too hard and injure yourself, you might not be able to practice at all, so you kind of go backwards. So that's the reasoning behind it. So we're going to do Unlocking the Shoulders Part 1. To come into it, cactus out your left arm. Take your right thumb, the fleshy part of your armpit, where it meets the ribs, really press the thumb in there. As you exhale, envelop that thumb. So it's a rolling round. Big breath up into left shoulder. Pull the shoulder back, drop it down. Exhale, traction it forwards. Turn on that muscle where your thumb is. Spread through the fingers. Now, if you've dislocated this left shoulder, stay with the first move. Otherwise, grasp the left bicep with the right hand. Big breath up into shoulder. Pull shoulder blade back, drop it down. Exhale, traction it forwards. Turn on that first muscle. So forearm is straight up from the ground. Release. Third position. Your right hand at the bottom of your left forearm. Big breath into shoulder. Pull the shoulder blade back, drop it down, then exhale, traction it forwards, push hand into forearm. Hand into forearm, forearm into hand. There we go, spread the fingers. Relax the shoulders. Release. Rock back on your sit bones and change the cross of your legs. So if you're right side dominant, now your right will be forward. Oh, little frog in my throat. Where's my water? Excuse me. So we're going to do Unlocking the Shoulders on the right hand side. So cactus out your arm to the right. I will be joining you presently. So that'll look like this. Left thumb into that fleshy part where the flesh meets the top of the rib cage. Big breath in. As you exhale, wrap your arm round. So you're enveloping this left thumb. Big breath up into shoulder. Pull the shoulder blade back, drop it down. Exhale, traction it forwards. Turn on the muscle where your thumb is. Spread through the palm. Relax the shoulders. Release. Now again, if you dislocated this side, stay with the first position. Otherwise, grasp your right bicep with your left hand. Big breath up into shoulder. Pull the shoulder blade back, drop it down. Exhale, traction forwards. Spread through the fingers. Pull those toes back. They've probably gone to sleep. Third position, left forearm, left hand at the bottom of right forearm. Big breath up into shoulder. Pull the shoulder blade back, drop it down. Exhale, traction forwards. Push hand into arm, arm into hand. Release. Just have a little shake out. We're going to take a real gradual fold down into a forward fold. So breathe as you do this. Hands sliding across the floor. And as we get down, remember we're just warming up, so we're not pushing ourselves too hard. But as we get down to the point where we think that's as far as we're going to go, as we exhale, we pull the belly back. Fingers are gently tractioning forward, but as you exhale, shoulder blades are melting down. Head comes down nice and loose, so we're starting to stretch the fascia muscles all the way from crown of head to base of spine. And then inhale, come forward, come up into tabletop. Tabletop, this is one of those poses where you've done it a million times, but it's always worth saying, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. That way you're super stable. Big inhale, belly softens, so it's really loose. Chest comes up between shoulders. We're in our cow position. Exhale, putting up with the belly to the spine, push into the finger side of the hands. Inhale back into cow, pushing into the heel of the hands. Now this can be a moving pose in that it's not a stop-start motion. It's a continuous undulation of the spine. As you push back into cat, you're pushing into the finger side. Spread your fingers and your palms really wide. And as you come into your cow position, you're pushing into the heel side of the hand. So we're getting some action into the hands. You can maybe even move the bum back towards the heels, especially if you've got a sort of shorter arm length and torso. It's good to get some movement there. You can get more action into the spine. And then sit back. So we're going to take toe stretch, which can be quite extreme. We're going to do two sides of another shoulder move. So if it's too extreme, come down after the first side, but I'll cue that. For a lot of people, the little toe doesn't actually engage with the mat. So just get your pinky finger and just hook your little toe down so that you've got contact between all your toes. If this is too much for you on your toes completely, just sit back on the tops of your feet, that's fine. So you're still going to get a little stretch into the quads. So we're going to do a move called bird wing, which is really good for opening this top section of the shoulder. I'll quickly show you first. The position is to take the arm not directly to the side, but just a little bit inside the silhouette of the torso. Palm is up on the left hand, right hand grips. So if I were to let go with my right hand, as we exhale, the left hand would come out to the side. And what we're going to do is imagine somebody's trying to tickle us from behind. So we clamp the arm down, clamps too extreme. Pull the arm down, and we're pulling the shoulder blade down at the back as we exhale. Big breath up into left shoulder. Exhale. Take left arm out to the left, but resist with the right. We're pulling that back of the arm, the tricep, down the side of the body, so shoulder blade releases down the back. Inhale, release slightly. Big breath up into left shoulder. Exhale once again. So yeah, if I let go with my right hand, my left arm would move out to the left. Third one. Oh, it's a lovely stretch this. Release really for the top of the shoulder. Now, if it's extreme on your toes, come down. Otherwise, stay up. We'll do the right side. So not to the side, just on the inside. Big breath up into right shoulder. Exhale. Move the right hand to the right side. Palm is facing up. Resist with the left hand. Pull the right shoulder blade down the back. Inhale, release. Big breath in. Exhale. So this is called half bird wing. Last one. Always work with the breath. It's such an obvious, basic thing to say, but the benefits are sort of exponential. Okay. Come off the toes. A nice thing to do when you've been on your toes this long, come onto your tabletop position and just tap the tops of your feet. We're going to need a block now because we're going to do a little side stretch. Normally we do this in cross leg, but we're going to stay up on our knees just to get a little bit more into the quads. Because we're up on our knees, we're a bit higher than we would be normally. So a block underneath our hand really helps. We're going to start with the left side. So left hand comes straight out from the hip about 5 to 8 inches. Big breath. We shoot that right arm up towards the ceiling, getting tons of space through right waist, right ribs. As we exhale, release this left shoulder blade. Over we come into side stretch. So the left shoulder blade is released, which means my head, I'm going to show you with my arm, but don't move your arm, can move down into this space here. We're getting a stretch across the side muscle in the neck, the medial scalene. Big breath. Push your right bum cheek onto your right heel. Use the breath to expand all of this right side. As you exhale, if there's any bend in your elbow, straighten it. Wiggle the fingers. Here's a move that promotes struggle-free practice. It's that engaged energy rather than that kind of clenched fist. Leave the head and neck where it is. Inhale. Really slowly flip the palm. Drop the right arm down. We're looking for a really juicy pull across the right side of the neck. Again, this medial scalene muscle. So for me, it's about here. When you find it, big breath into right side of neck, right shoulder. Use the breath to brace yourself up from the floor, and as you exhale, take your fingers back towards the wall behind you. Only about 3 inches, and you'll feel the stretch across the neck just change slightly, like a slightly more diagonal move across the neck. Keep that left shoulder blade releasing down the back. Then inhale, take the left hand, cradle the side of the head. Exhale, let your head be really heavy into the hand. Next inhale, left hand and right arm, take the head straight. So try not to use your neck muscles in that move. Practice that on the other side. So take the block to the right, right hand. So get your hand really flat. So when I talk about air bubble, that's an air bubble, and that's completely flat. Get your palm really flat and your fingers really spread. Always, whatever's touching the mat in yoga needs to have a really strong foundation. Otherwise, everything doesn't really work properly from the ground up. Big breath up through left side. Left arm goes long. Exhale, drop that right shoulder blade. Over we come into our side stretch. Huge breath through this left side. Push your left bum cheek into your left heel. Extend through that left side. Get any hooking out of the arm, any bend. Wiggle those fingers. Now let's think about the left side. As you inhale, the right side, press actively through your right hand. Imagine channeling energy through your elbow across into this bit of the ribs underneath the armpit. Balloon the breath there. And then inhale, leaving head and neck where it is. Flip the palm really slowly, the left arm descends. So you're really scanning for this sweet spot, this juicy pull on the side of the neck. Big breath. Up comes the torso from the mat, so in other words, there's no slouching. And as we exhale, the fingers go back towards the wall behind you on the left hand. Give the fingers a wiggle again. Relax that right shoulder blade. One more big breath. Push it into the left side of the neck, left shoulder. And then inhale, take the right hand, support the right side of the head. Exhale, make the head heavy into the hand. Inhale, up we come. We're going to come down onto our backs. Now get rid of the block till the end of the class, I think. We always do an elbow to knee section, which is a weird way of saying abs. So come down onto your back. We start to warm the abs up in a really structured way. So the first section, we leave our head, neck, shoulders down, and our feet down. Actually, that's not true. Just the head, neck, and shoulders. Palms are facing out. As you exhale, soften the collarbone. Really feel this top section of your shoulders melt into the floor. And we use the breath to brace the whole torso, the core. So breathe from your tailbone all the way up to your shoulders. Hold the breath. Push back really evenly into the mat. And with it held, take the left foot up, bent at the knee. Toes pulled back towards the shin. Exhale, pull belly down, pull belly in. So not only do we pull the belly down, but we fold the muscles into the center line where the navel is. Big breath in, release the belly. Hold it, brace the back. With it held, take your left hand onto the front of your left thigh, below your knee. Exhale, press hand into thigh, thigh into hand. So I'd cue that with press, press. Release left hand down, release belly, take a big breath. With it held and back braced, take the right hand across the body onto the left thigh. Exhale, press, press, pull belly down, pull belly in. Have a think about your shoulders, see if they have started to tense up, relax them. Inhale, release left foot down and right hand down. Big breath in, hold it, brace back. Right foot up this time, bent at the knee, toes pulled back. Pull belly down, pull belly in. Release the belly, fill up with the breath held. Take the right hand onto the right thigh. So this is your external oblique we're turning on here, down this right side. Exhale, pull belly down, pull belly in. Inhale, release right hand down. Hold the breath, brace the back. Take the left hand across the body onto the right thigh. Exhale, pull belly down, pull belly in. Relax the jaw. Inhale, release left hand down. Take a big breath in. Push the back really evenly in and then hold the breath. Move the left leg up to join the right. Exhale, pull belly down, pull belly in. So we're going to do heel taps now. So when you tap the heel, you only do it on the exhale and you extend your leg halfway. So it's not a completely straight leg, it's like a half extension. The heel taps down and then as you inhale, slowly we come back up. Big breath in, hold it. With the breath held, extend the left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, heel tap that right heel down. Pull belly down. Pull lower back into the mat. Inhale, up we come, both knees to bend. Hold the breath, push back in. With the breath held, right leg goes straight. Exhale, heel tap the left. Don't know if you can hear my hips clicking. Inhale, back up to neutral, so both legs bend. Hold the breath, push the back in. With the breath held, take the left leg bend. Exhale, heel tap the right heel down. Pulling lower back into the mat. So pulling the belly down, really, really give it some. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath, push back in, straighten through right leg. Exhale, heel tap left down. Inhale, back to center. Take a big breath in, push back in, hold the breath. Interlace your hands, take them behind your head, wrap your shoulders so elbows are straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, take your head and shoulders off the mat. So I'll turn to face you on a diagonal so you can see. So this is full elbow to knee, so the full ab section. Big breath in, push back in, rise up through sit bones so your bum rises up slightly. Exhale, elbows over to left knee, straighten out through your right leg. Pull belly down and in. Try and get your shoulder blades a little higher off the mat. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Push your lower back into the mat. Rise up through sit bones. Exhale, elbows over to your right knee. Pull belly down. Push out through your left leg. So your legs are diagonal, your extended leg. Try and get those shoulders off. Inhale, back to center. So this is a different move. So listen to the cues. Big breath in. Push back in, rise up through sit bones. Exhale, elbows over to left knee. Right leg goes straight this time. Pull belly down, pull belly in. Take an extra breath with the breath held. Turn the right toes into the center line. And on the same breath now, extend the heel up towards the ceiling, pulling belly down. So it's a pumping of the heel 3 times. Inhale, it's not fun that one, it's called star spiral pulse. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Push back in, rise up through sit bones, exhale, elbows over to right knee, extend through left leg, pull belly down and in. Get those shoulders up. Take that extra breath, hold it. Now turn the left toes into the center line, and on an exhale, pump the heel up 3 times, rotating the leg skywards. Inhale, back to center. One last set, stay with it. Hold the breath, push back in. Rise up through sit bones, exhale, elbows over to the left knee. Right leg goes straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down and in. Get those elbows higher. Take an extra breath. With it held, extend the left leg straight, and as you exhale, lower it to hover just above the floor. So right leg is up towards the ceiling, left leg is hovering. Pull belly down, get the elbows even higher. It's called splits. Inhale. Back to center. Last one. Hold the breath. Push lower back in. Rise up through sit bones. Exhale. Elbows over to right knee. Left leg goes straight this time. Try and get especially air underneath your right shoulder blade. Pull belly down. Pull belly in. Now take that extra breath. Hold it. Extend the right leg out. And as you exhale, take shoulders higher, belly down, and lower that right leg to hover above the mat. It's killer, this one. Inhale, back to center, head down, feet down. Well done. Woo! Yeah, it's a good one. So Forrest is great for really structuring to help you succeed, like we talked about at the start with the intent. So the way that we warm up the abs, for instance, does it in a gradual process. So you build up so that you're doing the exercise really, really safely and really efficiently. That would be another good word to use. So when we've contracted our abs, squeeze them, we need to expand them. So we do bridge straight afterwards. So brush the backs of your heels, then let your shoulders be really soft. So palms facing up. Big breath, roll it through belly, ribs, chest. And as you exhale, tuck tailbone under, push evenly through the feet and up and come into bridge. You should be in a diagonal line from your knees to your shoulders. Big breath. Take your hands actually to your hips. So thumbs behind, peace fingers on your hip crests. Now lock your hips in place. So I use this technique so you can really see what this movement is doing, what this pose is doing. So as you inhale, roll the breath upwards, expanding the abs up towards the chin. Exhale, you can use your thumbs to get a little tuck with the bum. So the pelvis tucks up towards the ceiling. Push with the feet, turn on the glutes. And then slight pull with the heels, feeling the abs move down towards the far end of the mat. Inhale, up we go. So abs pulling up towards chin. You're using the breath to roll and expand the torso. Exhale, pulling gently with the heels. The tripod points on the feet to push into especially are back of heel, ball of foot behind toe and big toe and little toe. Feel really stable through that. And then just breathe consciously into this pose. You can shut your eyes. Relax the sides of the neck. If you're a teeth grinder or a jaw clamper, relax the jaw. Particularly relax the back of the teeth. And then to come down, let's do this really gradually. So big breath up into chest. Exhale, use the thumbs to tuck the bum under slightly. Keep that tuck and then keep that breathing, that kind of pushing and pulling as you stretch, especially the lower spine, open as you come down really, really, really slowly. When we get there, let's just take a moment to think about the space we've created on our spine there, how good that feels, how connected to the mat. It's a really good grounding pose, this. And then roll over onto whatever side's available. And we're going to take a version of dolphin today. I'm going to show you it first because it's like a staggered hand dolphin. We call it flash prep. If you're not too used to dolphin, if you haven't done it many times, stay with the normal version of dolphin, which is both forearms down, or if you're really new to it, work with your hands interlaced. So we're going to start with the left arm in the back position. The measurement for dolphin is exactly the same for everybody. It's the tops of the bicep, where the bicep cinches in underneath the shoulder. Hands come down onto the mat. So as I say, if you're not used to dolphin, just work with your hands interlaced or hands down. So staying here up in dolphin for 3 to 5 breaths. But if you're coming into flash prep, you want to think about a line behind your right elbow. Your left hand comes back behind it. When we come into the pose, your left forearm wants to be directly straight from your elbow down to your wrist. Everybody drop the head down, breathe into shoulders and wrap them. So that means if you've got the hand staggered, you're going to tuck the left elbow into the side of the body. Relax the head down, huge breath into shoulders, and as you exhale, everybody push from forearm to fingertip, coming off your knees. So we're here. I always find I'm really front heavy at this point, so take a huge breath into shoulders, exhale, push from fingertip to elbow with your front arm or arms. Bend through your knees if your hamstrings are stopping your bum going backwards. You want to get length. And then if you've got further to go, inhale, up comes the right leg, turning on the right glute. Staying here for 3 breaths. Now, think about the left arm. Tuck the elbow in, it's probably riding out to the side. And then you can play with its position. When you exhale, you want to really push through it. So it's like a car jack, pushing the car straight up. One last breath. Get that leg even higher. And inhale, come down with control. If you've done your 3 to 5 breaths, just with both hands in front, just take child's pose while we do this other side. So now we're going to measure up again, tops of biceps, hands come down. Right hand come behind the line of the left elbow. Tuck right elbow in. Big breath up into shoulders. Exhale, push off your knees, pushing from fingertip to elbow. So I'm going to exaggerate it. I always feel like my shoulders are really over my elbow at the front. So take a huge breath into my shoulders, wrap them, and exhale, push through from fingertip to fingertip to elbow, and I bend slightly through my knees. Otherwise, my bum ends up too far forwards. Now, if you've got further to go, up goes the left leg. Reposition that right arm. It needs to be directly straight with the forearm. Tap the right elbow in. One more breath. Wrap that shoulder. Push really evenly through that front arm. Exhale, down you come. Well done. Take both hands down if you're in child's pose. Come up into tabletop. Big breath. Exhale, push back downward facing dog. Wrap the shoulders. So when I talk about wrapping the shoulders, that enveloping motion that we got at the start with enveloping the thumb, it's like that. If I was to come to you with a big rolled up duvet cylinder and say to you, you've got to keep your arms up but keep holding on to it, you'd have to wrap your arms. So that's what we're talking about. It's a movement round with the shoulder blades. Push the heels down, pull your belly up. Somebody cued me to pull my belly up into my bum, which I quite liked the other day. And then look forward, take a big inhale, step forward with left foot, right knee comes down. Both hands come behind the knee on the left leg. We're just going to unlock this hip slightly. Big breath up into chest. Exhale, turn on your right glute, pull with your right shin as if you're going to wrinkle the mat forward. Pelvis stays where it is, and as you exhale, bending into the front knee, just opening up space at the front of the hip here. Inhale, release slightly. So chest is nice and open, sternum shining forwards. Exhale, opening up that space again. So this leg is pulling backwards, the right leg. The left knee is helping us move forwards with the left thigh. Inhale, step back with the left knee, come down. We're going to take a move called Sphinx Wave. So it's like a moving sphinx. Elbows want to be about at jawline, slightly narrower than your shoulders. As we inhale with traction with the hands, push the pelvis into the mat, let the head be relaxed down towards the mat. And then as you take the next inhale, think about the breath rising through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and that wave cresting at your head. You're tractioning with the hands, And as you exhale, just slump it all down. So you're just resting on your forearms. 2 more. Think about that wave rolling from pelvis all the way to crown of head. Keep pulling gently with the hands, but shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, tractioning forwards. Up we come with the head. Exhale, release. End of the breath, the hands come round underneath the shoulders. Tuck elbows in, spread through fingers. Big exhale. Down facing dog. And then looking forward, step the right foot up the mat, left knee comes down. Let's open that hip on the other side. So both hands behind the right knee, never push on the knee, you create too much pressure on it. Big breath up into chest. Exhale, turn on left glute and left shin, pulling back. Traction forward with the hands, bending into the right knee. Pelvis stays in the middle though. That's how you're getting the space here. Inhale, release. Exhale, roll it forwards. Inhale, release. And then take the hands down, step up into a forward fold. Exhale, pull belly back towards the spine. So I'm just going to need to check if you can see me on my camera. Then inhale. So this is another obvious move, but only come up on the inhale. Don't lock out the knees. Arms to rise. Exhale, hands to press. Soften the shoulders down the back. Let's do some suns. Big breath in. Up come the arms. They're in that enveloping motion, so wrapping them. Exhale, pulling belly back. Down we come. Hands hit the mat. Step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down. Push into feet. Turn on the left glute. That way, when we inhale, you get tons of structure in what I call the cradle, from pelvis down. You can breathe up underneath the shoulder blades. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into plank. Push out through your heels so you create a nice straight line with the body. Exhale, knees down. Roll shoulders down, elbows in. Come down. You're going to take a low cobra. So for that, head is on the mat. Hands come forward and out slightly. Big breath. Push pelvis into mat. Inhale, rolling torso up. Shoulders are relaxed, elbows are off. Keep that traction with the hands as you exhale through the mouth. Down we come. Hands roll underneath shoulders. The heads of the shoulders, pin them towards each other. That gets the elbows in the right place. Then exhale. Push back, downward facing dog. Look forwards, inhale, step the left foot forward, right knee down. Push into feet, right glute is on. Huge inhale, up we come. Exhale, hands come down, step forward, forward fold. Pull belly up. Next inhale, push that energy from feet to fingertips. Don't lock the knees. Exhale, hands to prayer, shoulder blades down. Inhale, up we go. Let's do the other side. Exhale, come down consciously, thinking about that belly, pulling back, opening those lower back muscles, vertebrae opening. Hands come to mat, step back with right foot, right knee comes down. Push into feet, right glute is on. Huge breath. Really push your ribs out to the side. Stabilize through left heel. Exhale, hands come down, step back into plank. Push out through heels. Big breath into shoulders, spread the fingers and the palms really flat. Then exhale, knees come down. Elbows tuck in, shoulder blades are gliding down the back. Let's do another low cobra. Head comes down. Hands come forward and out. Push pelvis and tops of feet into mat. Big inhale as we come up. Keep that traction with the hands as you exhale. Down we go. Spreading that rib cage as we come down. Hands roll underneath shoulders, tuck elbows in, spread through fingers. Big exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Push the heels down, belly up. Then inhale, step forward with the right foot. Left knee comes down, push into feet. Power up that breath. Get that spine really strong, really long. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward, forward fold, pull belly up. Let the shoulders and the neck be really relaxed. Next inhale, energy from feet to fingertips. Exhale, hands to prayer. Shoulder blades nice and soft down the back. Inhale, arms to rise, wrapping motion with the shoulders. Exhale, pull that belly up as we roll down through forward fold. Hands hit the mat, step back with the left foot. Don't let the left knee come down this time, we're in a high lunge. Big inhale, up we come. So we're going to do a thoracic twist. So listen to where the breath is cued. As you exhale, just bend into the front knee, push out through the back heel. Big breath in. Hold the breath. With the breath held, rotate over towards the right until you feel your hips want to move. Don't let them. That's the point you exhale. Open your arms up. Keep looking down the center of your chest. Makes you much more stable. Inhale, arms to center above the head. Exhale, hands come down. Now, your choice now, knees down, or you can just lower all the way into a press up position. Either way, we're still doing low cobra. So hands come forward and out. Push pelvis in. This time roll the outside of your legs down towards the mat. As you inhale, traction the hands. Sternum shining forwards. Keep that traction in. Down we come. Hands roll underneath the shoulders. Elbows in. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And then inhale, step forward with the left foot. Don't let the right knee come down. Exhale, soften the chest. Then inhale, up we rise. Push out through the heel, bend into the left knee. So we're going to take that thoracic twist on the other side. Big breath up into chest. Retain the breath. Rotate over to the left until the hips want to move. Don't let them. That's the point. You open the arms. Keep looking down the center of the chest. Anatomically makes you much stronger. Inhale. Back to center. Exhale. Hands down. Hop the right foot forward into forward fold. Pull belly in. Next inhale. Don't lock the knees. Up we come. Energy from feet to fingertips. Exhale, hands to prayer. Have a little sip of water as we enter into our standing sequence. So we're going to take chair. If you want to take that with feet spread at hip distance, that's fine if you've got lower back issues. Otherwise, feet come to touch, but I always give it a little gap so that the knobbly bits don't knock together. Thighs together though. Big breath up into chest. Exhale, bum sits back over heels. We come into our chair. Big breath up into chest. See how my arms are up rather than kind of zombie-like. Exhale, drop shoulder blades. Pull bum cheeks towards each other. Feel the space open up around the sacrum. Take your bum back over your heels a little more. Exhale, forward fold. Pull belly in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Now step or jump. Watch your knees if you're jumping. And take a chaturanga of your choice. At this point, you can keep with the knees coming down. You can lower in a press up. Or if you're feeling warm enough, up dog. So you inhale, your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, down you come with control. Inhale, roll over tops of feet. Thighs rolling in towards each other. Go easy on your neck at this point. You can take your head back, it's quite extreme. Everybody meet back, downward facing dog. Push heels down. Exhale, soften chest. And now take a huge breath as you step forward with your left foot coming into warrior one. So talk about stepping long and wide coming into warrior one. So in other words, length, but also width. You see how my feet are on either sides of the mat. Big breath up into chest. Take the arms into that cactus position. I'll turn to face you. So we're going to do unlocking the shoulders part 2. Now, I've got to make sure the lag on the video that you can see me. So we'll start. So take your arms out to the side. Big inhale. As you exhale, roll them in. Big breath up into chest. Hold it, pull shoulders back, drop them down. Exhale, traction them forwards. Imagine you've got a beach ball in between. You can't actually see me. Let's raise this up slightly. Sorry about this, guys. Bear with. Let's try that. Push out through your right heel. Bend into your left knee. Turn that right hip forward. Up come the arms. Big breath up into chest. Pull shoulders back, drop them down. Exhale, traction them forwards. Release slightly. Big breath in. Hold the breath. Pull them back, drop them down. Exhale, traction them forwards. That's a bit better. You can't see, but my hands are parallel to one another. Last one. Big breath in. Pull them back, drop them down. Exhale, traction forward. Now, release left hand down onto left thigh. Make a fist with your right hand. Inhale, take it skywards. Exhale, pull belly back really actively as you swoop that right elbow over the far side of the left knee. Now, your left hand is going to wrap the right fist. And we're here in our twisted lunge. Big breath in. Extend the spine forwards. As you exhale, push left hand onto right fist. Drop the head down and rotate into the twist. Pull the belly back actively away from the thigh. Every time you exhale, anchor through your left heel. Pull your left hip back as you exhale. So your right shoulder is really soft. Dropping your head into that space. Now, if this is too extreme, you can come down onto your knee. Same for the next pose. Big breath in, release, come down into your easy twisting lunge. So now you've got choices with your back foot, your left foot. Either the heel is down, you come onto the ball of the right foot, so it's the right foot, not the left foot, or you come down onto your knee. Big breath. Extend the spine forwards as you exhale. Push that energy from right hand through to left hand that's going skywards. Release the right shoulder blade so the head has space. Big breath in. Exhale. Take the left hand back towards the wall behind you so you're opening up the front of the left shoulder. One more big breath. And exhale. Down comes the hand. Step back through plank. Take a chaturanga of your choice. So this is a point where you can scan for the struggle element. If you're feeling it, feeling a bit tired, you know, whatever happened last night is maybe kicking in slightly. Go easy. Take a low cobra. Still getting really good stretch with that. Everybody meet back. Downward facing dog. Push the heels down. Wrap shoulders. Soften chest as you exhale. And then inhaling, stepping forward long and wide with right foot coming up into warrior one. So with warrior one, we're trying to get our hips parallel to the short edge of the mat. So push through your left heel on this side. Bend into right knee. You can even use your hand to encourage your hips forward. We're going to do unlocking the shoulders. Part 3, I'm going to come down. So leave your legs where they are. I'm going to come down so you can definitely see my arms. So this is like part 2, but at the end of the breath, we splay the arms. So it's not just the hands, it's the whole forearms. Big breath up into shoulders. Pull the shoulders back, drop them down. Exhale. Traction arms forwards. Imagine that beach ball, but now splay the arms. It might be just a really small movement. Inhale, release. Big breath in. Pull the shoulders back, drop them down. Exhale, traction forward. Splay the arms. Last one. Big breath in. Pull them back, drop them down. Exhale, traction them forwards. Splay the arms. Such a good opening for the shoulders. It's an unusual move. Doesn't get much action this part of the shoulder generally. Now, release. Which side are we on? You're going to release your right hand down onto your right thigh. Left arm goes up into a ball. Exhale, pull belly actively back as you swoop that left elbow over the outside of the right knee. Wrap the left fist with the right hand. Inhale, lengthen spine forwards. Exhale, push right hand onto left fist to rotate into twist. Now, choices with your feet and knees. Either keep the heel down, that could be quite extreme on the knee and the hip. Roll onto the ball of the left foot, or you can come down onto your knee, which is really good for getting into the lower back. Either way, wherever you are, inhale, lengthen spine forwards. Make the left shoulder blade soft. Let the head release into that space, and exhale. Push into your twist a little more with the hands. Pull belly back. And then exhale, release, come into your easy twisting lunge. So if you're up Now you want to either be on ball of foot or on the knee. Push energy from left hand all the way through to right hand. Exhale, open that shoulder up by taking the right hand with the fingers spread back towards the wall behind you. Release the head down, let the left shoulder blade be really soft. Take really big breaths. Exhale, push into right heel, right hip comes back. One last breath. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward with your feet together. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pull belly actively. And then inhale, coming up into your chair. Sitting back. Look down at your toes. See if you can see them over your knees. If you can't, shift your weight back slightly. Big breath up into chest. Exhale. Straighten the legs. Hands to prayer. Almost there, guys. If you're not at the top of the mat, come to it. Now, actually, we need to get our block. So, I've got a couple of blocks. The more solid they are, the better. If you haven't got a block, hard back book will work, or even a water bottle. You want to position it just, our left foot's going to be here, so just near our left foot, but slightly further out to the left. Step back with the right foot, we're going to come into triangle position. So left foot is forward, right foot is at about 60-degree angle. There's about 2 foot in between our feet. Inhale, up come our arms, shoulders are soft. Exhale, let the arms just soften, the shoulder blades come down. Big breath, hold it. Slant the right hip out, extend through the left hand, and as you exhale, come over into your triangle. Big breath, don't lock out the knees, push evenly into the feet. Exhale, you can open that hand up towards the wall behind you, just as we did in easy twisting lunge. But left shoulder blade's got to be nice and soft so the head is relaxed. One more breath. Release the right hand down. Look down to your block, bend through your front knee. Take your hand to your block. Inhale, up we come. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So, depends how familiar you are with this pose. You might not need the block at all. If you need the block, try and get your hand as light as possible on it. Turn on the inner seam of your raised leg, your right leg. Exhale, this is more extreme. Drop the head down so the shoulder blade is soft. First couple of times you do that, you'll probably fall out. If you want to take the bind into quarter moon, now is the time. Feel like there's a root growing through your standing leg from the center of the earth. So feel really strong. One more breath here. If you've got the bind, release it. Get rid of the block. Oh, wobble. Hands come down, bend through the front knee. Inhale, straighten the standing leg, the left leg. Right leg goes higher for standing splits. This is our apex, guys. Keep breathing. Now, imagine a friendly person's just got your right foot. For these next 2 breaths, just take it a little higher. Soften shoulders, wrap them. Exhale, down we come. Step forward into forward fold. Grab your block, place it to the right. Inhale, up we come. Exhale, step back into your triangle pose on the other side. So I'm going to turn around. So now your block should be to the right, in front of your right foot, but slightly to the right. Arms come up, shoulder blades are soft. Exhale, soften them down. Big breath in. Slant hips out to the left, extend through the right hand, pivot over into your triangle. So it's an internal rotation of the left hip and external rotation of the right hip. Make sure there's integrity here at the top of your left hip. So no slouching down. Big breath. Up into chest. Exhale. Take that left hand back towards the wall behind you. Release the head. Release the right shoulder. Inhale. Look down. Take your block. Bend through the front knee. Take your balance over your front knee. Leg. Come into your half moon. I'm really close to that wall. So yeah. Experiment with, imagine you've got jeans on, it's turning the seam on of this flying leg. Relax the right shoulder blade, arm extends towards the ceiling, turn on the toes on your left toes, pull them back towards the shin. And then imagine that root growing up really strong. Take the quarter moon bind if that's where you're heading. Oh, a bit wobbly on this side. Relax the head. It's really good. Means the inner ear gets used to not always being in the kind of rigid neck position. Big breaths in. Make your hand as light as you can on the block. Exhale, release the bind. Get rid of the block. Hands come down. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Left leg goes up into standing splits. So this is like a prelude for coming into handstand. It's a really good position to get used to because it's just a hop up into handstand from here. One more breath. Imagine somebody's got that left foot just raising it up for you. Exhale, drop the left foot down. Just going to come into a gentle balance. So we're going to come onto our balls of our feet. So get your breath. Inhale, take arms overhead. Pull the belly back. The weight shifts slightly into your bum. Big breath up into chest. Exhale, hands come down. Heel toe your feet out to the side. Come into a yogi squat. Take your arms into a kind of like circuit of energy, like a U shape. Turn that on so there's energy around through your collarbone. Drop your bum down. Come down really gently, really with control. As gracefully as you can. We're going to come into boat pose. It's a really nice way to get into boat pose. Hands come underneath knees. That's what these are called. So use them to brace. As you come up with the breath, see how my lower back gets straighter. You can stay here. Big breaths, pin your legs together. Now you can take one hand off with the breath, or both. You can straighten the legs. 2 more breaths. There's a little wobble, that's okay. Now, with control, you're going to come to a bent knee position, feet aren't going to touch the ground. Turn on your abs, work your way down to the mat. We're here. Big breath up into chest. Exhale. Drop the knees over to the left. Right hand extends. So we're in like a supine twist. Looking out over the right arm. Just going to turn around. Take left hand to the outside of right thigh. Exhale into right lower back. Sorry, inhale into right lower back. Exhale, pull belly in. Traction with that left hand. Drop the right shoulder. So you're either looking over the right arm or up to the ceiling, depending on what's more comfortable on your neck. Release, knees come up from one side, head from the other. Big breath in. Exhale, drop. Knees to the right. Head rolls over to the left if that's comfortable. Traction the thigh as you exhale with your right hand. Pull belly in. Drop the left shoulder blade. One last breath. We're almost there. Inhale. Knees up from one side, head from the other. We're just going to come into our Shavasana with a bridge, just to get that length in the spine again. Brush the backs of the heels. Palms drop out. Shoulders relaxed. Big breath up through belly, chest, ribs. Exhale. Tuck tailbone under. Push up into your bridge pose. Now, keep that breathing, expanding the abs up and down as you really slowly roll back down to the mat. You're like pulling the spine really long between the shoulders and the feet. Keep that rocking and rolling. You come all the way down. Feel how juicily flat the spine feels. Then extend each leg. Really work with the distance of your feet apart to get the best connection with the lower back into the mat. And here we are. Final rest. Well done, everyone. Good work on the first day of the year. Little pat on the back. Shavasana. So ever so gently, just using the sound of my voice to bring you back from wherever your thoughts took you. Use the breath to link yourself back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Feel the temperature of the room on your body. Big inhale now. Take arms overhead. Stretch yourself really long. And then exhale. Take knees into chest. Squeeze them and roll over onto whichever side's available. Keep the head super relaxed as you prop yourself up with your hands on an inhale. Head comes up last. Use your hands to prop it up or help it up. Take your hands to your heart. So thank you for practicing with me today. I'll leave you with the thought that just the discipline of getting yourself to the mat every day helps you to build that fire that burns away the stuff you don't need and leave space for the stuff that you do. So let's bow now to honour that and our good intentions for 2021. Namaste. So I will be around for 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes to answer any questions anybody has. So if you would like to type them into the chat on YouTube, I can then talk to you about it. Yeah, good. Thank you, Libby. Lovely to have you with us. I was going to talk about the Forrest Formula for change. Really, really simple. It's a great tool to use to get out of bad habits. So you catch yourself doing something that you don't like, something you would like to change, whether that's self-criticism or overeating, whatever it is. The first part of the formula for change is to catch yourself doing it, to observe, to pull yourself apart from that kind of, it's not just me, I'm not a greedy guts, I'm not a lazy person. You're just observing yourself having those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions. And then simply all you do is replace that eating chocolate or smoking a cigarette. You find something else that you can replace it with, physically or mentally. So, for instance, you feel like you want to eat a ton of chocolate, you just take yourself for a walk for 5 minutes or do some press-ups, do a down dog, do a child's pose. Sometimes when I have sort of really self-critical feelings, I just take a minute to just sort of give myself a little pat on the back, try and breathe, try and think of nice, emotional, supportive thoughts to make myself believe that, I'm not that idiot or whatever it is that I'm saying to myself. So it's a very, very simple formula. You catch yourself doing the thing that you don't like and you replace that with something positive. So I hope that helps. It's something that's really helped me over the years. Let's have a quick look, see what else we've got. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Andrea. And George Hollywood. What a fabulous name. Yeah, namaste. So yeah, have a great year. And yes, go gently with the intentions. Gradually is the way to do it. And give yourself structure. Give yourself the opportunity to succeed is what I would say is the most important thing. Right, I shall hang around, see if anybody else has got anything else to say. I am teaching on the 6th, Wednesday the 6th. That's the Haringey class, but I'm presuming now all of them are online because of Tier 4. I'm sure more yoga will confirm that. But yes, my next class is 8 AM Wednesday the 6th. And yes, it's more Forrest flow. So Forrest, really good for building core strength, for abdominals, for getting really strong shoulders, lots of things like dolphins. We do a thing called turbo dog, which is like a bent armed downward dog. Really good if you want to build towards going upside down. Maybe your intention is to try and get a kind of handstand together this year or a shoulder stand. We also work with a relaxed neck a lot, which is great because these are muscles that don't get stretched a lot. They're really tense in a lot of people, lots of work on computers combined with shoulders being really relaxed. It's really helpful. And also from a kind of, depends if you go down this route, but from the more spiritual side, This is your kind of intellect, the overthinking. This is your kind of wisdom section. It's always good to have more communication between those two. So you're getting the kind of instinctive response as well as your intellectual response. Again, something that's really helped me, and I'm sure most of the forest practitioners that you'll encounter. Ah, Chiara, you've never done forest before. Well, welcome to forest. Normally a forest class is longer. It's an hour 15, maybe an hour and a half. So yes, what I do is a more flowing style to kind of get it going a little bit more quickly. But you've got the basic structure there. So there is always abs, as I said. There's always things like dolphin, or we did flash prep, the staggered hand, and there's always neck stretches. So yeah, it's for me it works really well. It's a very progressive style, so there's always a similar structure, but then so many different poses that you can interweave that it's never, if you don't like doing kind of formalized standard practice where you're always doing the same moves, if you're interested in something that's different each week, there's an enormous scope for it. And yeah, it's really, I find it really healing as well. That's the other kind of main emphasis, practicing without struggle and getting into feeling, really working into the body. Any more for any more? I've got to go and get my teenager out of bed now. God knows what time he went to bed. But I think his curtains are still closed, yes. So if that is it from everybody, have a lovely day, and hopefully see you soon. Wednesday the 6th, and then every Wednesday at the same time at 8 a.m. at Haringey for me. And yeah, big thanks to all the people at More Yoga who've set this up. They've done such a great job, and they've been really, really supportive to all the teachers. There's lots of forums and things like that. So it's actually been a, you know, although Tier 4 has been just kind of, it's getting worse, isn't it? You think we're going to get out, but actually they've really created structure for us, and it's yeah, it's really, really lovely actually. I feel really supported. I don't think I said hi to Stefania. If you're still watching, Stefania, hi. Thank you for joining. Yeah, the challenge is to be mindful when you catch yourself in these moments and take care of yourself. I couldn't agree more. Kiara, if you're still on. Is it Kira or Kiara? Don't know. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. The constant, one of the things that I practice is trying to create that buffer between stimulus and reaction. And it's really important in modern life. I always give road rage as an example. That's something where you react without even thinking. If you can just create that tiny buffer by being more mindful, more conscious, you start to take more control of your emotional part of your life, and you start to be able to control kind of invasive thoughts and feelings and emotions. I would recommend to everybody Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now for that kind of perspective. Is really, really helpful. It's not an easy read, but it is something that really changed my life. I think it's an important work. So yeah, maybe give that a go this year. Right, good to go. Once again, goodbye guys, and have a lovely day, and I'll see you very, very soon.